Well, would you look at this? This isn't Southern California. We're back at Walt Disney World. And there goes the monorail straight into our hotel. Disney World's incredible contemporary resort, the closest hotel to the Magic Kingdom, the one with its own indoor monorail station, 9-story tall Mary Blair murals, convention center ballrooms, a mid-century modern lobby that just won't quit, multiple shops, multiple restaurants. You can take the monorail from here straight into Magic Kingdom or literally just walk. It is the most iconic hotel design-wise at Walt Disney World with this 14-story, futuristic for 1971 when it opened, A-frame structure which was originally designed so that the rooms could just be slotted in up here by crane, and that way theoretically when they got outdated you could just pull them out and replace them with whole new rooms. Spoiler alert, that never happened, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. And this is the hotel we are staying at for the duration of this return visit to Walt Disney World. But not in a room in the main tower of the Contemporary, or even in the 21st century Bay Lake Tower they added to the hotel, but in a building I've never really thought about before. The South Garden Wing, or as I like to call it, the Mini Contemporary. Now, when Disney's Contemporary Resort was first constructed, it was constructed with both a south and a north garden wing, the north one eventually being replaced by that Bay Lake Tower over there. But unlike the main A-frame tower, the garden wings wouldn't be phased in until 1972. Some people even say 1973. And so even though these two garden wings were in the plans from the beginning and also used that sort of modular slide the room into the frame construction, I like to think of the South Garden Wing here, or the Mini Contemporary as I call it, as its first expansion. And this is where we are staying, in an incredible room, the likes of which I never even knew they had hiding in here. We are gonna head up to the room right now. I'm gonna show you a little teaser before we pop into Magic Kingdom, get some grubs, start our day in this extremely hot early summer weather here in Orlando. Seriously, heat index says it's like 100 degrees, and to Florida, 100 degrees is something else. Look at this, they have their own sort of little mini lobbies when you come in. You can lounge down here to wait for your Uber instead of waiting out there in the summer heat. And check out this amazing piece of artwork right here. You can see the monorail headed towards the Contemporary. There's the garden wing right there, jutting out into the water here, wedged between the Seven Seas Lagoon in front of Magic Kingdom and Bay Lake beyond it. Dude, and this room we're in on this trip has got some incredible water views. Elevator going up. Now you'll have to excuse the incredible hoarseness of my voice here. Just the day before we flew out here was the 70th anniversary of Disneyland kickoff, and I was screaming my head off out there in full party mode, and as you can see, there were consequences. All right, here we go. This looks like a dead end, but in reality, just around the corner here, in the very back corner of this particular building, this is the room. Check this out. Honey, I'm home. When we walked in here last night, I could not believe my eyes. Would you look at the size of this place? Bedroom's still a little messy from Allie getting ready this morning, but just look at all the space in here. More importantly, if I'm just teasing you because we're going to Magic Kingdom in a second, look at the amazing views out of these windows. Firstly, out of the back of the room, you got an amazing view of Bay Lake, and then back there rising up from the ashes of the old Disney River Country Water Park, a new resort called Lakeshore Lodge is taking place. Then look at this out of the other side of the room. There's no balcony here. Kind of looks like there's one. There's just a bar to keep you from walking out of the window. But look at this. This is the little canal that connects Bay Lake to the Seven Seas Lagoon. This is where all those water taxis are taking guests from Fort Wilderness over to the Magic Kingdom, and from Wilderness Lodge. And when the sun's out, man, these windows add a lot of light to the room. And it was beautiful last night when we got in. We were standing out there, leaning out over the railing, seeing the moonlight on the water. And look at this out of the sort of kitchen or dining room window. Look at that amazing view of all of the boats going by, the little water launches, and there's the construction on that new resort right back there. Incredible. No pun intended, of course, because the Contemporary did have an Incredibles re-theme very recently. Hence the lean into that mid-century modern style and the Incredibles themed artwork that you see every 5 feet in the hallways of this establishment. All right, Allie is ready to go. We are starving. I ate nothing all day yesterday on the plane ride here. The day before that for the 70th anniversary, just to get the video up in time. I was up for basically 24 hours, so we're tired, we're groggy, we're hungry. hungry, but we're stoked to be back. Ooh, I didn't even notice that little vending machine area right there last night. This is awesome, dude. The last time I did a video in the Contemporary was in the presidential suite on top of that tower over there. But I gotta say, I'm liking the vibes of being in the little mini Contemporary. It feels so quiet, so personalized. And what's incredible is that you still have access to all of the amenities of the main Contemporary resort, including the best one, the Monorail. We're on our way to the Monorail station now to go into Magic Kingdom. Allie didn't feel like walking. Like I said, it is thermonuclear hot out here. I think I might have to do something I almost never do. Put on the swim trunks later. Woo! We're gonna be out here for quite a few days. Just did the 70th anniversary of Disneyland. We're gonna run around the Walt Disney World parks. But the main reason we are here is for the grand opening of another company's park, which is why today is mainly about acclimating to this heat, recovering as best we can from the crazy party that was the 70th anniversary kickoff at Disneyland, getting some food, getting our bearings, and then the rest of this week is gonna be nothing but adventures. At least that's the plan anyway, but to quote Robert Burns, the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. Da, 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 da. Yes, right here behind those 9-story Mary Blair mosaics of the Grand Canyon. There it is, our monorail station. All right, here we are. We are up at the monorail station. What's happening? We're gonna be heading in to the Magic Frickin' Kingdom. Feels so good to be back in Florida. I mean, not outside in the sunshine, but it feels good in here at least. Ooh, all right, looks like we got Monorail Silver pulling in. Now I'm getting pumped up, dude. Once I get on the monorail, I get freaking pumped. Even my voice is feeling better. Must be the excitement. Or it's the Powerade. I love the monorail loop. Stops at the Transportation and Ticket Center, which is where you park for Magic Kingdom. Stops at the Polynesian, where we just stayed in that epic bungalow on the water on the last trip. Then you got the fancy frilly Grand Floridian, where Princess Diana stayed. We filmed that suite as well. We've done a lot of Disney Worlding over the last 11 years. Now this is it, finally. We are headed towards the Magic Kingdom itself. Almost full circle. Oh, dude, and there's like nobody out here. I don't know if it's the heat or what. So far, this is awesome. Dude, there it is, yes. The Magic Kingdom. It's so weird because no matter how hot I am, no matter how tired I am, no matter how many times I come here, I get excited every time I see that train station. Maybe it's like crazy busy inside the park, but like I said, so far it seems so empty. Oh, and there it is, our little round plaque. Here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. And speaking of fantasy, what is that I hear? Sounds like the Festival of Fantasy Parade is on its way. Hello, Roy Disney. Sure enough, there it is. Look at that. There's Belle and the Beast coming down Main Street. There's still so much room here in Town Square. Poor Allie's getting hangry right now. She's like, hurry up, let's go. All right, all right. Oh, never mind. As soon as she saw the Beast, she perked up. This is so weird and unusual. Look at this. Basically, the entire parade is now parked on Main Street, and they just stopped here. This is the best seat in the house. All right, they started moving again. They started moving again. What a great parade, honestly. There's Tiana, and what's his name that I always forget? Libby. Got all your random little fish dancers down there dancing their hearts out. It is hot, dude. They are working hard today. There's Ariel up there. Look at her. Someone's got to get her an umbrella. Look at that. She doesn't even have a shirt on. She's gonna get sunburned. Oh, and here we have our Lost Boys, and I can see Peter Pan headed this way. Ah, there he is. Peter Pan, look at that. He's got the Jolly Roger up there, and Hook is down here with the anchor. Somebody sunk Hook. Somebody stole his battleship. And look at that, there's Tinkerbell back there, and my favorite of all, Mr. Frickin' Smee. I don't know if it's the stripes, the personality. He's just so cute. All right, now we got our 3 fairies. We got Prince Philip back here, and behind him, would you look at the size of that dragon? That's all I've been waiting for. I want to see that dragon shoot flames out of its mouth. Oh, we got Maleficent's goons down here walking around. Come on, do it for me, Maleficent. Spit some fire. Shoot some fire for me. Is she gonna do it? Is she gonna do it? Not yet, not yet. Wait, 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 wait. Yes! All right. Wasn't in the perfect spot to get the castle in the shot, but she did it. Oh, dude, I mean, how freaking sick is that? A fire-breathing dragon. That is the best. Then, of course, you got all 7 dwarves. I see Snow White. Oh, and my other absolute favorite character, Jiminy Cricket. Well, it's almost over now. I see Pinocchio. I can see Donald Duck back there. Chip and Dale following behind on foot. And then the founder of the feast in the back, Mickey Mouse himself, is almost here. I was feeling pretty groggy from the 70th hangover when I woke up this morning, but this has gone a long way towards curing me. This is amazing. And there's so much elbow room. Look at this. So much space. All right. We should probably start getting a move on. I was like, don't worry, Allie. We'll just pop in for a second. We'll go straight to getting food. And then here we are watching basically the entire parade. All right, let's hit it. Let's feed Allie. All right, we're making a beeline towards the back of the park. Gonna get some food, fill up. The crowds are still so light. I guess that's the ultimate pro tip for coming to Walt Disney World. Come when it is scorching hot. I think we're gonna get our food straight from Fantasyland. Gonna head straight back towards Pinocchio Village Haus before Allie goes berserk. The plane landed at basically midnight, so we didn't get out here until everything was closed food-wise. We gotta make up for lost time. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Look at it. She's got that little fan right there. Oh, there we go. What a beautiful sight. The Pinocchio Village Haus. We don't have this in California anymore. We still have a building for one. Now it's the Red Rose Tavern. It's rethemed to be Beauty and the Beast. They still have another one of these in Paris, though. I actually think the Magic Kingdom one is my favorite. Not just because I can eat here, just the theming, the fact that it's 2 stories up there, the fact that in the back it's got those windows so you can actually look out and watch It's a Small World rolling by while you're eating. Pinocchio's up there with his little apple. He's ready to go to school. Plus, they got some delicious gluten-free stuff in here for me. See, look at this. I love sitting up here. When the weather's nicer, there's actually even a couple of seats on the outside looking at the carousel, but awesome in here. Amazing. All right, the food is here. Normally, I just get these chicken tenders and fries here, the gluten-free ones. Today, I've decided to branch out and try the all-meat, gluten-free little pizza. I'll let you know how it is. I'm not gonna be able to eat that whole thing. Hopefully, Allie will help me. Wait a minute, somebody got their own pizza. Oh no. Dude, this little meat pizza is really good. That's a good band name too, Meat Pizza. All right, we are full now. Like I said, today will mostly be about dipping the toe in, just getting comfortable, acclimating. Neither one of us has slept much in the past couple days. I think we each got about 4 hours before we did the full day from rope drop till closing at Disneyland for the 70th anniversary kickoff, and then after that I was up till 6 in the morning editing. I think that day we each got about 3 hours of sleep. Then we were back up and to the airport and flying out here, and neither of us slept on the plane or ate anything. We landed here and it's about 100 degrees outside. I love that. I'm like a lizard, you know, like I get off on the heat a little bit. I get more energy when it's warm. Even if it's miserable, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like a challenge, you know, the challenge. Allie though is a little more dainty, a little more pale, a little more sensitive to the heat. So for her sake, we're taking it easy. Acclimating. Gotta do a couple little Allie things. First of all, of course, she's gotta come and see her favorite, Sunny Eclipse. If he could get up off of that little keyboard there and walk around, I think she might leave me for Sunny Eclipse. I'm just lucky he's stuck on stage performing. Isn't that great, dude? You have animatronic entertainment, no line required, while you eat. Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. It's the first thing I ever saw the first time I came to Disney World, where I was like, what in the heck? We don't have that in Anaheim. I mean, growing up next to the original Disneyland my whole life and then coming here for the first time was mind-blowing anyways, but I remember that being the first thing I saw that I was like, what? I thought Allie would think it was weird, but right from the first time she laid eyes on Sunny Eclipse, oh, she was in love. The thing I fell in love with immediately was the People Mover. It was so different than the People Mover I grew up with because it has a roof over it, obviously, because it rains so much more here in Florida than Southern California. And a completely different sort of drivetrain thing. It runs off magnets. What's that called? Linear induction. But other than that, it's more or less the same sort of thing as the old original Tomorrowland People Mover in Anaheim. That was my favorite ride there. They broke my heart when they took it out. I love that it's still here in the Magic Kingdom. I love that they still have the rockets on top of the People Mover station. That entire thing was missing the last time I was here. Looks like it's on its way back now. That was just a couple weeks ago. The Astro Orbiter is on its way back. That's the thing, dude. I'm stoked to go back to Epic Universe. I love all that new stuff, a new park, all that amazing technology. I love to see what they come up with, the new things at Disney parks too. But I think for me, Disney is much more about nostalgia. You know, you want to see the old classics. Disney parks very much reflect reflect the personality of Walt Disney himself, you know? You have to strike that perfect mixture of looking towards the future, doing new things, and nostalgia. All right, the name has never been more fitting. Joffrey's Revive. Coffee, espresso, pastries. You gotta get some coffee in Allie over here. And then she'll be a long way on her road to being revived. All right, Allie already looks a lot happier. She got her little chai here. And I bought this. I got a Team Blue Tron-themed lemonade. We're about to be revived. All right, well, we were gonna hit up the People Mover, but it's a little bit busy. Plus, it's kind of late in the afternoon. We slept in as much as we could. So I think we should probably head back. I'll show you guys that sweet at the Contemporary. And then for Allie's sake, once the sun is down, we'll come back and try to do some rides. All right, make our way out. See you guys back at the hotel. Whew, the best part of this is our hotel is just one short monorail stop away. All right, we made it back. Took a while because we actually did the full loop of all the monorail loop resorts here to pick up something for Allie's tiny little cousin, a little surprise. But we are finally back, and as tempting as it would be to go in the little splash zone or over to the pool right now, I believe I owe you guys now that complete tour of the sweet in the little mini Contemporary over here. Let's go. All right, we're back in the Incredibles hallways over here. Look at that carpet. I actually do like that. It's very 70s looking as well. Like it feels period correct almost for 1972, 73. And it's funny because these little garden wing buildings, it looks so small compared to the main Contemporary until you're inside of it. And that just keeps going and going. It's like Animal Kingdom Lodge out here. Same thing. It's like endless hallways. I gotta admit, just that quick dip into Magic Kingdom and a little tour around on the monorail has got me pretty tired. I guess I am not quite as recovered as I thought I was from the 70th anniversary kickoff we experienced the other day. So for my sake and for yours, I'll make this tour short and sweet. That time, the pun was very much intentional. All right, we have returned. So first things first, look at this little vestibule here. There's a whole little entryway room right behind the main door that conveniently for me has a couple of hat hooks. Got a fresh Random Land Kindred Spirit hat right there. This is actually a closet right here. I believe that underneath this little luggage thing, you got a nice big drawer there for shoes. But yeah, right when you walk in, this weird little kind of darkened glass. This is a closet. You can hang stuff up in there. Nice luggage rack, a little room safe, and some extra linen. And the reason there's a closet out here in the living room is because I believe not only does the couch transform into a bed, but so does this armchair across the way as well, into a little mini one-person bed. All right, there's also sort of an entryway slash living room bathroom with a very large mirror etched with the monorail right there and the Contemporary Hotel. Look at that. That is awesome. It's the first time I've seen the Disney toothbrushes come back in a long time. Since COVID, I think. You get all your little sea salt soaps and stuff. Allie's beauty products are there. Nice little makeup mirror. You got sinks for multiple people to be getting ready at the same time. Extra linen. Nice throne. And good enough for me, a bathtub with a shower. All right, next up, the impressive part, the living room. Like I said, I think this no, I'm definitely sure. Look at that right there. This chair here, this sort of armchair, turns into a little one-person bed. So you can have a kid or a friend sleep on there. Right here with this beautiful view out the window, like I said, of that new resort they're building. Nice big television set right there. I like these little tables here because there's another one kind of nested underneath it so you could pull it out. Multiple people could have chips and salsa at the same time. Again, another window pointing out to that little boat canal connecting Bay Lake to the Seven Seas Lagoon. I love this kind of big, giant, mid-century modern chair. Little table next to that for your convenience. Oh, the view is unbeatable. But I showed you the view. Then there's this couch right here that pulls out, I believe, into a queen size, or at least a double bed right there. You can fit a couple of adult friends on that. Then there's this gigantic sort of dining room area slash kitchen area. I mean, it's huge. If I had some roller skates, we could go roller skating on this floor. Look how tiny the table looks compared to this room, and that is not a small table. I mean, you got seating for 6 right there. That is kind of nice. The only other contemporary suite I've ever been since the Incredibles remodel was, like I said earlier, the presidential suite. If you go and watch that video, you'll see the furniture is a lot more kind of mid-century modern than it really looks in this particular suite. I don't know that this one even has a name. It's just one of these garden wing suites over here. It is very nice though. Look at the Edna mode concept artwork she's got there for her fashion. Look at this big old credenza right here. Look at that. See the signature? E-mode. So that kind of ties it in with the Incredibles theme, although if you're not thinking about that, you're like, oh, there's some interesting fashion pictures on the wall. So anyway, you can already sleep 3 people in the living room. You could stash some stuff in the credenza. You could stash some stuff in the hall closet. Got plenty of shelf space to set down your stuff. Oh, it's that creepy Disney version of Alexa right there, the little Hey Disney deal. Oh, these are instructions to the bed. See, you pull out the bed right there like that. And then you kind of have this like mini kitchen area, although there's no kind of kitchen sink, weirdly. There's no freezer. There is a fridge, so if you pull this open, it's kind of a built-in little mini fridge, and there was a couple of Cokes and 2 little bottles of water in there when we got in there. Wait. What's this on the bottom? It's like a little crisper drawer. I don't think that's a freezer. It's a little crispy drawer there. So no freezer, but you do have a microwave, so you are able to go and lay in some of your own supplies. We checked the cabinets last night. No bowls or cups, so it's not like one of those DVC rooms or the Polynesian bungalows where you could cook a full-on Thanksgiving meal, but you can lay in some supplies, keep everybody's tummies from grumbling. Apparently this is some sort of club-level suite, so there's a lounge somewhere that we have theoretical access to. They gave us this cute little Incredibles art print right here that I just had the hardest time picking up off that counter, and they even left us a couple of apples and bananas and Cheez-Its and Miss Vicky's chips. Little coffee maker right here with all those little pods, a little Nespresso machine. Ooh, fancy. What do they got in here? Malozia decaffeinito. What is this? I don't know. Alticio. I have no idea what that is. I can't even tell you if these are good. I've never used one of the Nespresso machines before, even though they also have one of these at the Polynesian bungalow. Let me just double check my math. Okay, we put some snacks in there. That's right. That's how I remembered it. But no, there's no like forks or plates or anything like that you'd have in some of the other suites, but still, as long as there's a microwave and at least a little mini fridge, I'm good. I could lay in some supplies. As you know, I have to eat all gluten-free. It's a medical thing, celiac disease. I'm always happy to be able to have my own food on hand, especially if you're at the park until after all the restaurants close and stuff. It's just nice to have your own food. Again, no pun intended. This is incredible. All right. They have been here. The housekeeping has been here since we were here this morning, so I can finally show you the bedroom. And that right there is a king-size bed. It looks dinky in this bedroom because this bedroom is freaking huge. Once again, it's got its own television right there. This crazy door over here. It's this big freaking wide door. I know you can't tell on camera. I feel like 2 of me could walk through this door at the same time. And I just realized that's probably not interesting to anyone but me standing here. So yeah, a huge king-size bed. Kind of weird, modern contemporary carpet right there. I like that kind of backsplash headboard thing. You've got all kinds of little plugs, including USB plugs down there on the sides. Everybody's got a lamp on their bedside table, plus it has those little pull-out reading lights. If you've never seen one of these before, I like these. I wish I had one of these in my bed at home. But they are always super crazy. Your dad's flashlight that he brags about, bright. You know what I'm talking about? So the whole room is dark. You're like, I'm going to read a book here. I don't want to bother my partner on the other side of the bed. You open the little lights. Like, oh my God, the blazing power of the sun. But this is my favorite part, this window here. I wish it was a balcony. It's not. There's only balconies kind of on the first floor of this entire wing, which is really strange. Probably to preserve the sort of pyramid shape over here that they thought was very modern and cool in the 70s. But it's nice kind of laying on this bed right here. You can watch the wasps and dragonflies fly by while you're safe, protected by this glass. See the boats go by. And there's a window on the other side of the bed. My side of the bed, cluttered with all my clutter over here. Ooh, look at that lamp. Very fashionable. That's another beautiful view. I mean, look at that. No wonder they call it the garden wing. That's gorgeous. I didn't know there was this sort of central courtyard here. Beautiful. Ah, man, it's so big in here. It feels like you're in a house. It does not feel like you're in a hotel room until you see the chair pointing at the bed. There's always a chair pointing at the bed in every hotel. What's up with that? Housekeeping did this. It was on the bed when we got here last night. Little hidden Mickey made of towel, so I guess not so hidden. Over here is the master bathroom, and it does not have a bathtub. I am guessing before the remodel that all of the suites had big jetted tubs in them. So there's a bathroom in sort of the entryway, or a bathtub rather, in the entryway bathroom. This just got kind of a modern rain shower. Very nice. We haven't used this thing yet. I used the bathtub last night, just soaked in there after the plane. And then here's the throne room, which is very spacious. Honestly, That room right there is half the size of my first apartment. Plenty of space to stretch out and do what you gotta do in here. Ooh, and then look up here, you've got Edna Mode right there in that artwork, which makes this the Edna Mode Commode. Again, you got a nice little rug down there, a couple of sinks, 2 people can be getting ready at once. You have those sort of free care products. Beautiful mirror etched with contemporary resort artwork on it, which I think is very, very cool. There's the supplies. They gave you a couple toothbrushes. What is this? Vanity kit, shaving kit, shower cap, bath salt, soap, bath salt thing. Breathe, calm down. Okay, so this has got like some shaving cream and a razor. This one's got like cotton swabs and a nail file, just little things. One thing I like about the suites, and I think every room at Disney World should have this, is the built-in shampoo, conditioner, body wash right there, just in case you forgot anything back home. You know, you see that at like Holiday Inn Express, La Quinta, sort of the nicer, normal motels out there. It was kind of like, you know, it's kind of a bare minimum thing at a lot of places, and for the price, I hope that Disney has put those into every room. But it's been a while since I've explored most of the hotels. Look at that boat going by. Dude, that is so freaking awesome. You just lay in bed, lounge, watch the boats cruise past. So yeah, you got the master bedroom with the big king-size bed. You got the master bath right there with a couple of sinks, the shower, the big commode, the Edna Mode, the Edna Commode. Then the wildest thing of all is look at the size of this closet. There's a massive, triple-wide, full-length mirror on the back wall, and I have never seen so much shelf space in my life. You're looking at my underwear right there. Don't look, avert your eyes. It is massive. It just keeps going and going. Look, there's hooks right there for your hat or your coat or whatever. So many freaking shelves. I chucked my dirty laundry up there after I got off the plane yesterday. There's a whole counter right here. We got a little lint roller, some of Allie's makeup. Look at all the drawers, and then shoes and jackets and just junk piled up everywhere. We weren't exactly very organized when we came in here, but look at that, another like luggage seat there with a big old drawer for shoes, another closet with another room safe in it. I like this. I like when you open the door, the little lights come on. Ooh, don't look at Allie's dress. We can steal all her fashion secrets. Nothing. I wasn't saying anything. I wasn't doing anything. And that's basically it. It was the same friend that put me up in the Polynesian bungalow, fixed me up with this suite. We had no idea what we were. I knew we were going to stay at the Contemporary, and that's about it. So I was all prepared to just walk into a regular room at the Contemporary, which I would have been over the moon about, believe me, because even a regular room at the Contemporary is a very fancy place to stay. This place is considered a deluxe resort here at Walt Disney World. So imagine we slept like 6, 7, 8 hours over 3 days, and we're on a plane, we're hungry, we're tired, we're groggy. You know, you get to the airport, you get the rental car, it was like 90 degrees last night when we were walking around out there. We're driving the rental car, where are we going? I get to the parking, check in at the front desk, blah, blah, come all the way through all those hallways, and finally walked through that door and saw this. That was a brain buster. I told Allie, and I texted my friend actually that booked me the room. I was like, oh my gosh, when I wake up tomorrow morning, I am not even gonna know where I am, which is exactly what happened. I first opened my eyes, I was like, where in the world am I? And then I remembered, I'm at Walt Disney World. So I changed the question to, where in the Walt Disney World am I? So weird looking out at the old abandoned island out there and seeing the new resort coming up, because for years, Bay Lake basically had nothing going on except for Fort Wilderness on the far side. And now there's gonna be 2 resorts staring at each other from across the water. Pretty soon, Bay Lake will be just like the Seven Seas Lagoon. There'll be resorts around the whole thing. Maybe they can add another gate over there, a 5th gate, another park. Huh, Disney? Huh? Anyway, we're hot. We're sore still from Disneyland, much less walking around today at Disney World, and we are tired. So we are going to take this Sunday afternoon to chill in here. I'm trying to convince Allie to come to the pool with me, even though I'm the never nude over here who never likes going out and doing anything with no shirt. But it is so hot out there. I'm feeling like if there's ever going to be a day I use a pool, today might be it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. I know I'm cutting it off very, very, very short today, but that's because we have a lot to do this week. And just watching Allie walk around today, I was like, oh, if we do too much today, I think she might faint and possibly die. And we wouldn't want that to happen. So we're going to try to go to the pool right now and chill for a little bit, and then maybe head into Magic Kingdom, take in the sights and sounds, just alone, a little night walk around Magic Kingdom. I don't think we've even done that for more than 2 hours together since COVID. So it'll be nice to just take a couple hours, have a little date night almost, acclimate to this sweaty weather. And then, after we do that, we'll have done our duty. We can come back here to the Contemporary. We can hotel and Sleep well. Don't worry, friends. There are more adventures, more episodes of Random Land on the way. I'll see you next time.
Guy knows the deal.
Hey, there we go. Just from seeing all the Incredibles artwork throughout the hotel, I had the Incredibles theme stuck in my head, but that quickly made Pixar stuck in my head, and now it's Rascal Flatts. Do 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 do.